I know everybody wants to look great all the time, but it's not really possible all the time, right? Trying to please everyone is so pointless, fake, and it's also very exhausting. Every time you say yes to things you don't want, you're basically saying no to yourself.
Hey, what is up, boys and girls? I'm on my way to Goa for a couple of days. So, I've been wondering how life is really short and how most of us spend most of our time thinking about absolutely nonsense stuff that will probably not even matter in 1 year's time, let alone on our deathbed. So, let's do this. I've compiled a list of absolutely stupid, dumb, unnecessary things that we all worry about all our life, which really doesn't matter. So today let's figure out how we can get over it and how we can stop worry about these stupid things. Okay, let's start with the classic. What are people thinking about me? Nobody is thinking about you as much as you think they are. Actually, this is called the spotlight effect. It's a psychological bias where we believe that people think about you more than they actually do. So the reality check here is that they don't really care. You see, people are very busy thinking about their own lives and worrying about their own problems. So stop holding yourself back because of some imaginary audience judging you. Okay, the second one, being behind in life. You see, I'm 44, so I've been through this. I've seriously overthought this. So they go, I am 30 and I am not married. I'm 40 and I've not bought a house. I mean, seriously, who makes these rules? I bought a house when I was in my 20s, in my late 20s. Then I had to sell the house because of some challenges. And then I bought a house again. And for the longest time, I did not have my own house. So the thing here is that nobody's life is on the same timeline. Okay, some quick fun facts. The founder of KFC started when he was 65. Jack Ma, the founder of Alibaba, was rejected at several jobs, including KFC. Ratan Tata, although he was in the family, but he took over the Tata Group at 56. And a very relatable example, Boman Irani, one of the finest actors of India, started his acting career, I think, somewhere in his 50s, if I'm not wrong. So you decide your timeline. Nobody else, no pressure can decide your timeline. Okay, the third dumb stress is past mistakes. The problem with this is that you can't move forward if you're stuck looking back. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone. So cut yourself some slack. I think the difference between happy, successful, and miserable people are that successful people are okay with their mistakes and they move on and they learn. And the miserable ones don't. Past is done. The future is in your hand.
So, the other dumb stress that I want to talk about is trying to get everything under control. You see, trying to control the uncontrollable is like screaming at the rain and asking it to stop. Things like traffic, weather, and other people's opinion are things you cannot control. You can't have control over this. But what's in your control and in your hands is basically your reaction to all of this. And I feel the happiest person is the one who actually doesn't try to control everything but knows when to let go. And that's where the beauty is. Okay, the next one is trying to be liked by everyone. Even the most beloved person on earth will have haters. And imagine somebody like a Gandhiji also has haters, right? So not everyone is going to like you, and that's okay. See, trying to please everyone is so pointless, fake, and it's also very exhausting. I have a personal hack. I know it's easier said than done, but now I try to take pleasure in my haters because I think it's true somewhere that if people are hating you, maybe you're progressing, maybe you're breaking the barriers. So think about that. Okay, I just realized that this is a beautiful frame. It's a white background. Why not use it? Okay, the next dumb stress I feel is trying to look top notch and perfect all the time. I know everybody wants to look great all the time, but it's not really possible all the time, right? And it's extremely frustrating you trying to do that all the time. I think I use the word all the time a lot now. You see, what experience and age has taught me is, I think, more than trying to look perfect or top notch, I think we should aim to look real. And when you start acting real, you also attract real people for you. Okay, the next one is lately my favorite. It's about saying no to people. See, every time you say yes to things you don't want, you're basically saying no to yourself. And saying no for things you don't want is actually respecting yourself. It's self-care. See, you really don't owe an explanation to people to protect your time, energy, and peace, right? So every time if you feel something is draining you, it's distracting you, or it's not valuable to you, just simply say no.
The next one is fitting in. Stop trying to shrink fit into places you've outgrown. You see, the world doesn't need another carbon copy of someone else. Everybody is unique, and that's their strength. And the moment you stop chasing approval and start owning who you are, that's when you attract the right kind of people and opportunities. So just completely stop fitting in and start to stand out. I think that's where the magic is.
Okay, this is a really interesting one, the next one. It's about comparing yourself to others. Imagine I comparing myself to somebody who's got 1 million subscribers on YouTube. I mean, I've got about 400 odd or 500 about right now. Imagine an employee comparing herself with the CEO of the company in terms of salary or in terms of the money they make. You see, the more time you will spend worrying about what others have, you'll have less time to improve yourself and, succeed and move forward. But I'll tell you what, I think what we should do is compare ourselves with what we were a week ago, what we were a month ago, a quarter ago, or a year ago. How we are personally transforming ourselves, how are we growing as an individual, financially, as a person, in terms of what skills we've learned and stuff like that. I think that's more valuable. Okay, the next dumb stress, the worry about having it all figured out. I think it's very simple. Nobody has it all figured out. Not even the billionaires, not even the monks, I feel. See, I feel every time we feel that we are sorted, life will throw you a new curveball or a new googly at you. I think life is really about trying to figure things out as we go. And I think that's the beauty of life. And that's what I've realized in 44 years. And I think it's really amazing. And it's useful not to get frustrated when we are not prepared for something. I think we should be prepared to feel that we're not going to be prepared. You know what I'm trying to say? So relax, just take one step at a time. Just focus on the next step. I think you'll figure out the entire piece. Okay, the next most dumb stress is you feel like you're too old to do something and start something. I can give a very personal example. I'm 44. I started a YouTube channel now, and I feel it's the best time. So your plans, your dreams, and your projects, they don't have an expiration date. Okay, now this one is big. This one is really worrying, but I still feel it's dumb. It's about social media approval, and I think you can't really escape it, but I think we can manage it. So let's pause and think about this for a moment. No matter how many likes, comments, and followers you have, I think it's never going to be enough. I mean, that's what at least I'm trying to do now. I'm not aiming for my follower count, and I don't even ask people to like, share, and subscribe because I feel it's stupid. If your content is valuable, you will get the like and the subscriptions. So the worst part in this is that you're never really content with all of this, all of the approvals and gratifications you get. So I think as a solution, maybe I don't think it's practical, but I've realized that a lot of people have documented this, that they become happier and are happiest when they disconnect from social media for a good amount of time or some amount of time. I think as a practice, we should do that. Even I want to do that, and I'm going to plan something around this. But I think the solution is managing this realistically and setting very clear expectations and knowing what the reality really is.